This is Smithy.tv.
Welcome to 5 Questions with Jeremy, and today my guest is Tommie-Amber Pirie. Did I say your last name right?
You did.
Look at me!
Conveniently so, you did.
So you, Tommie is a Canadian actress. You might have seen her in The Trotsky or Micheal Tuesdays and Thursdays.
What?
Does everyone say it wrong?
I've had some people be like, I saw you on
Micheal this week and last week.
I saw you last Wednesday's Friday. I'm like, nope, was not on that show.
So I said it right. And you've been busy this fall because you've shot like a shitload of stuff. Mm-hmm. Right? You did The F Word.
Worked on The F Word for a little bit. And then I was in Windsor working on an indie film called The Birder with Tom Cavanaugh and Mark Rendell. I continually say his name wrong. I think it's Mark Rendell. Yeah. So actually my friend said to me the other day, he's like, you've been working a ton. And I was like, yeah, I guess I have. It feels like that, but I have had the opportunity to kind of be busy for the last little while. So it's nice. And did that. And then
The web series,
yeah. So work with a friend of yours, Katie Boland.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible individual.
She's a terrible person.
I hate her. I don't know why.
She'll get her own.
No, lovely human being. And so web series coming out 2013, April. How's your scone, Jer?
It's pretty good. Where is it going to air?
I believe that the plan...
They have their own site, or are they going to put it up on...
It's on the interweb.
Somewhere. Oh. So just look for it on the internet coming in 2013. It'll be on the internet.
Yeah.
It's really easy to find.
Yeah, little Google, long story short. Honestly, I'm not too quite sure of the details as of yet. We're still filming, we're still in production and stuff. So, but yeah, it seems optimistic, and there's a lot of people backing it and stuff. So we'll see.
It's an interesting. I looked it up. It's done through the Independent Production Fund. It has like a web series thing you submit to it, and there's different levels you get in.
Yeah.
You submit more.
Yeah.
But what super small crew, I'm assuming, right?
Such a small crew, really extremely intimate, which I love. I mean, I'm sure you're privy to that.
That's how I roll.
Right?
Yeah.
To the point where it feels like a family. You know, it's just like you show up, there's like, 10?
But good family, or like, I want to punch in the face family?
Every single person I wanted to punch in the face. I hated all of them.
But like family.
No, but yeah, exactly. All like family. No, everyone was fantastic. So Gail Harvey and then Katie Boland, her daughter, are producing it. So they were obviously always on set. And there was a cast, myself, Lauren Collins, Michael Cedar. And then there was Greg and Mike, who were the DOP, camera. And then and a few other people, there was, PAs and assistants and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, it was extremely intimate, which was great and super conducive to the process, It just felt like we were just a bunch of girls having fun, and there happened to be some cameras, Yeah.
Did they use like booms or just lab mics and you run around? A little bit of both?
Both, yeah.
Sound's the toughest on those kind of things.
Pardon?
And poor sound guys.
Poor sound guys is right. Yeah, the thing with long story short is that it was extremely guerrilla, so we would just hope that a streetcar would pass and we could get on with them, not seeing that we had like a bunch of sound guys and director and all those, so we'd guerrilla shoot a lot of it.
So you were like shooting on the streetcars?
Yeah, we shot on the streetcar. I remember we stood on the corner of like Queen and Winneba for probably 30 minutes waiting for a streetcar, all of us in our outfits. And there's the boom guy and there's the camera people, and tried to keep it really small in a tiny crew so we wouldn't be so...
Did you have the crew and the cast get on the same stop?
Yeah.
That's the mistake. You get the crew get on, walk down a block or two, and then get on, get set up, and then you guys come on after. And then they're already set up and ready to go.
If you would have been there, that would have been an ideal
That's how I would have
recommendation,
done that.
Albeit we was at the end of the day, a long day. It was like, do we want to get this? Do we want to even shoot this? Should we just fucking cut it? We don't care, kind of thing.
Was Fran Drescher directing the scene?
Absolutely. So that was that. And then I remember we shot once in the, how appropriate, the wine, what's not the LCBO, the wine...
The wine rack?
Wine rack.
Look at me.
Look at you, you're an alcoholic.
I'm not even a wine person, but
I remember, cheers.
Cheers for booze, yeah.
No.
Brought to you by Alcoholics. That's our sponsor tonight. That's not really our sponsor, please don't.
It is. What are you talking about? Stop it, Jeremy. We went into the wine rack, and there was this woman who was working there, and you could tell that it just opened, and it was brand new, and she was super like, okay, yeah, you can show. We're like, we will be really quick. We kept on like taking all of the samples and stuff. We're like, we'll buy a bottle of wine. It was kind of awkward, and then we told her to turn off the radio, and
so you barged into her store.
we barged into the store.
Forced her to turn off her music.
Yes,
With
stole
no
all of the
permission.
wine samples. We left there feeling a little tipsy because we'd been there for like 45 minutes drinking wine samples, doing the scene. And then we were like, thank you. And she's like, thank you. Hope my manager doesn't show up. What's happening?
And like you guys hadn't called in advance or anything?
Negative.
That's a little bit ballsier than
went
I
in.
am.
Yeah, well, Katie went in. Katie was like, hey, we're shooting a web series. Can we just do this? Yeah.
And she got away with it.
She did that too.
The hand thing?
Yeah.
I can see that from Katie.
And I was behind. I was like, yeah, you know what up?
In
Yeah.
character and dressed up.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just stuff when you barge in. It's hard to...
I love barging in, don't you?
Barging into for locations? I don't know. It depends on who's producing. If you have like a really laid back producer who's good for it, then you're good to go. If you have one that's more uptight and by the book and by the rules,
Right.
then you're fucked.
Totally fucked.
That's not gonna happen.
You've probably barged into places to get the job done.
Not for I don't think for the 2 features I did we did that. I think we were pretty mostly because we were just scared to death of our actors quitting on us all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Live in fear of it always.
Seriously?
I think so
Like
because
who?
everyone, like even the nicest people that I'm friends with. It's just
Right.
like you always think that because the films I've done are all through tip.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody is getting paid fuck all.
Yeah.
It's, a little like enough to feed you for a day kind of thing.
Right.
So like my thing is always living in fear of just people saying,
Don't leave.
I'm fucking done. I'm out of it.
Don't leave.
And it all came down, and I think it all, I'm having these epiphanies. I think it all stems from, I did this short in college. Oh my God, I'm going to tell the most ridiculously
Please
embarrassing
do.
story. Here we go. So I did this short in college, which you'll never be able to find anywhere, called Selfless, Cold, and Composed, which is a rip-off of a
Let me write that
Folds.
down. South.
You'll never be able, it's not online. You won't be able to find it unless you come over to my house and beg me to show it to you.
I will do that. I will barge in.
I might let you. So anyway, it's like my 20-minute like thesis short film, and the day before our first shoot, Norwalk virus goes through the house I'm living in, and
Just walks through.
it comes and says, hello, I'm here to fuck you all up for a few days.
Yes, right.
And so I had the worst stomach bug flu thing that I've ever had, where it was, if something could come out of an opening, it did for all night.
Cheers.
Right? Cheers to that. Have some food.
Tasty.
And so I was up all night, literally every hour on the toilet with a bucket in my hands.
Oh.
It's just terrible. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't cancel. The crew's ready. I went to school in the fall, so it's like we have proper actors coming in from Toronto.
Right, like the real actors.
They're real actors,
Right.
not my friends. So,
Right.
so I said, I must persevere. I am a director.
Yeah.
I will like if I am not the captain of this ship, who is? So anyway,
Right.
so get up in the morning. And I shower, I'm still feeling terrible. I decide that I'm gonna be fine. I go up to the kitchen because I was one of the people that lived in the basement, and I had all my stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I went, and I puked in the garbage can in the kitchen and shat my pants. And I ran back downstairs, and I had another shower, and I changed, and I packed a bag.
Right.
And then when I got to set, I took my AD in the corner. For those of you not film savvy, that's your assistant director. And I said, I'm going to leave this bag with you. And if I suddenly leave and someone comes to you and tells you that I need my bag, it's because I've shat my pants, and I need you to bring me my extras. And that's...
And then you did what?
And I need you to bring my extra
Bring my
pants.
extra-
I brought 3 extra pairs of pants
Like
and underwear.
Extras, like background.
Assuming that... And of course, the first thing we were shooting is outdoors, so I was literally running back and forth to Tim Hortons, which was like, 30-second drive away between takes, because it was just literally every hour, half hour, it was just terrible. And then...
Tim Hortons is so reliable. You gotta.
Yeah, they were great that way. They had no
Dutchy,
problem with
Boston
me. Yeah,
cream,
I bought a lot of
shit
Timbits
stop.
that day.
Yeah.
Because
White chocolate Timbit, I got a shit.
I'm gonna get it on the way out.
Touch you, I got a shit.
and so then it was like, then we were shooting at like an apartment, and everyone insisted to go. Pretty much everyone knew what was going on except for the actors, because I was trying to be strong.
Was this on? This was on the shore.
Yeah, this was on the shore.
Okay.
And so at one point I went and they're like, go, just go have a nap. We're fine. It's gonna take us like a half hour to an hour to set up the lights for this scene. Anyway, just go. Like you've been through a lot. You're delirious at this point. Just go rest.
Right.
And then but who knows what was going through the actors' minds? Because here is this fucking asshole film student, director, running off set nonstop.
Sharding his pants.
But they didn't know this, because everyone was like being really, really cool but trying to keep it on the down low.
Yeah.
And me running off, then I go off and have a nap, and it's like we don't have trailers or anything. The actors are hanging out in the living room of this place, but I go off into a bedroom and nap because I'm a prima fucking donna.
Right.
And then so we shot that day, and got everything we needed amazingly, and then of course the next day one of the actors called me. He's like, I don't think I want to come back and shoot the rest of the movie because it wasn't, because basically my behavior was.
What were his exact words?
It was just, he didn't think it was very professional, and then I explained to him the whole thing. I was like, look, I was shitting my pants all day, and that's what was going on. And then he was totally cool with it, like he got it.
Right.
But since
up to that point, he just thought you were an asshole.
Yeah, at that point, he thought I was an asshole.
Right.
And so I think that's like sunk into me somewhere where it's just like you have to just be super nice and on your best behavior to people on set when you're not paying them properly.
It's kind of out of your control, Jeremy.
Shitting your pants is completely out of your control, but you can always be nice to somebody while you're doing it. That is in your control, Tommy.
You had ulterior motives. You had different things to think about.
Yeah. So
Was there enough toilet paper?
So now I've shared a story I never thought I would share.
Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Brought to you by Diarrhea and Wine. And scones.
And scones. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm curious about this
thing. Okay.
Small Times. Do you remember the show? I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Yes.
I feel like I'm on that show.
I used to watch that show, and I had the Nintendo 8-bit video game that came with a giant encyclopedia, and that's how I got all my smarts.
That's why you're intelligent.
Well, that's how I got the smarts I have. Intelligence. So this I got at a
dollar store.
Not a dollar store. I wish it was at a dollar store. No, do you know the movie Small Time Crooks, the Woody Allen film?
Yes.
You don't. It's okay. You don't have to. You should. Now you have to go and watch it.
Small Time Crooks, check.
Anyway, there is, and if you know the movie, it's a very clever little marketing thing that they put out. The movie is about a group of criminals who decide that they want to rob a bank. And so they decide to do it by drilling underground and into the bank. And to do that, so they buy it's kind of in a strip mall, so they buy the bank. And so they buy a store 2 or 3 locations down, and they set up a cookie shop. And then they go to drill underground into the bank. And the cookie shop is their cover. Right. But what happens is the cookie shop becomes ridiculously popular, and they become millionaires from the cookie shop. And they never get it. And the bank job is a total blow up.
Total blow up.
So a cookie jar of a safe.
Are there cookies in there?
There's not cookies in there.
Jesus Christ! I'm out of here.
You brought scone. Well, we still have the scone.
This is bullshit.
There's a little bit of bullshit. So anyway, so I saw this at a secondhand store or whatever.
Right.
And I thought it was really, really clever.
I think that is clever.
Because it's a cookie jar safe. So,
yeah. No,
but if you have to explain the movie, it's not that clever.
Well, now that I have the backstory, I have more,
So this used to be my idea jar.
Your what?
My idea jar. I'll say it in English that time.
Instead of drama.
So, I jot down, this is a funny, clever thing, and I throw it in there. But of course, what happens with that is you never go back into that jar because it's a lot of work to go through
everything.
The thing, and I type stuff up, or I write in my notebook now. So it's been kind of sitting around. And so I decided I would use it for this, because what's inside of here is a bunch of random questions.
Oh,
and that's why 5 questions.
Lalonde,
so you get to draw them out. You don't get to, you just get to pull one out and hand it to me.
Okay.
And then I'll ask.
So wait, you ask, I answer. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah. Well, we chat.
We chat.
The whole thing could take one question. Could be the whole podcast.
Okay.
We don't know. There's no format to this. It's very loosey-goosey.
5 questions.
It should be 5. So we'll have to burn through 4 at the very, very end.
Right. I'm very.
You took a big gulp. Now you're ready to go.
A big gulp. I like this new format.
Except for this, it's like very loose.
Part of me wanted to put the scones in there, but okay.
Yeah, you could. It would mess it up. Now, I'll read it, and some of them might not apply to you,
Okay.
and you can reject any questions you don't want to answer. I'm not going to be a dick about
Should I
it.
say reject?
You can, don't rip it up, because they're going to go back in, because...
When did you print these? This is
Like
a lot of
last
effort.
night.
This is a ton of effort.
Last night, as we were ICQing on Facebook.
ICQing. Do you remember that moment? But
Huh?
what is with that little snurry?
You can't read the question, though.
Oh, you.
That's my job.
Okay.
Well, that's what we were... Right, the last time, I think we were
Yeah.
talking about the last time both of us, like, ever messaged back and forth like that was probably on
We were
ICQ.
Facebooking, and I was unbelievably tired, as you
And
probably.
being quite shitty to me.
I wasn't being shitty. Was I being shitty?
No.
That probably would make sense if I was.
You are very sensitive.
I'm a little sensitive, so that's true.
Yeah, I was kind of going out of my mind whilst falling
Get
asleep.
comfy, right?
Yeah, let's get comfy. I'm kind of scared. I feel like I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Really?
Yeah, can
Okay.
you be Regis Philbin?
This one's, this is an interesting one to start off with. It's a bit heavy.
Jesus Christ. Wait.
Oh, God.
Pause.
Okay. What's the worst thing that's happened to you that's most inspired your work?
An alien beat me up once. And I feel...
That's really gotten into you? Are you going to give bullshit answers? Or are you
No,
gonna
I'm
give
gonna give
real
real answers. I'll try to give you real answers. Albeit, I have extremely, I'll just preface this by saying that my memory is extremely short term. I don't remember where I came from, what just happened an hour ago. So I will try and recollect.
It doesn't have to be the most, just whatever comes.
Ruining this podcast for you.
You don't have to,
Okay, what is the worst experience that has happened to me that is...
What is a bad experience that's happened to you that you've been able to use?
Well, you know
for
what? I
good?
think that would the first thing that I thought about was working. You know, I've had the opportunity to work with
You can name drop, go for it.
No, hell's no. A myriad of plethora of actresses and actors, and I think that being on set with people with names and so forth and people that are known, and there's some people that I've worked with that have been utterly fantastic and have exceeded my expectation in terms of character and all that kind of stuff. And then there's others that I'm like, wow, you are shitty.
Now you can name drop.
No. You are shitty and you are not kind and you're not here for the work.
And don't deserve the position you've been given. That kind of thing?
Kind of. When there's a ton of actors that are out there that are willing to kind of do the work and are excited to be there and, just...
And by work, you mean nudity.
Exactly. Sexuality, blowjobs mostly. What is
don't need to go
happening?
that far.
I'm sorry. Can we
went a
delete
bit
that?
far. Nope. That one.
And so, I think that by, leading by example, a lack of example, I've been able to kind of, see that happen and just sit back and watch, not say anything, and just understand that how I want to conduct myself on a set and how I want to conduct myself in the work and with other actors. I always feel like it's a daunting thing to come onto set, especially with people that you don't know, people that are have already established a rapport in their community of
Which if you're coming on like the series, right?
especially if you're coming on a series as a guest star. I always feel like that's kind of a it's a blessing, but it's also it's difficult, right? Because especially myself, I feel like I always want to connect with people that I'm working with and say, hey, how's it going? Let's connect on a level other than work. But a lot of actors don't want to do that, and it's totally fine. But I'm completely going off topic.
No, you're not. You want to get in there and you want to hang out with people. You want to.
I want to connect in some fashion of sorts.
Is it different depending on like what you're playing against? Like if you're playing someone who, say, is an old friend versus someone that you've never met, but your character's never met before. Like, does it matter to you that, or do you just want to connect regardless?
Well, I've kind of come to learn that. I mean, especially over the years of having been able to work, that you show up to work, to do a job, and then you leave, and that's it. That's the thing with this business. I feel it's heartbreaking to me because I always want to like create these. I used to want to create these relationships in the past, to create these relationships and create these a rapport of sorts. But now I just kind of go on a set, do my work, and then peace out. And if I happen to connect with somebody, then fantastic, and that's amazing.
But it's rare.
But it's I think that it's rare in its full truth. Yeah. I mean, everyone's there to do a job, and then they peace out, And then you meet the special gems, like yourself. Meanwhile, we haven't worked together.
No, we haven't.
So.
If I find a bag of money, we'll work together tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have money?
He gave me money.
A little bit.
You do?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, there you
Let's
go.
get the fuck out of here.
Podcast over.
Yeah.
The end.
So meeting actors that I don't particularly think that the way that they conduct themselves is appropriate or whatever. That's just my personal opinion. And then taking from that how I want to conduct myself ultimately on set and with other actors. I mean, it's all everything. I remember growing up and starting out as an actor, as an extra, and being on set. And one day, I'll have a couple of lines. One day I'll have at least one line on a movie or a TV, and that's when I know that I've done it, And just if I work hard and persevere, and we've all been at the beginning,
Yeah.
And so to have that compassion and empathy, and know that when you're working with other actors that we're all in the same boat,
Yeah. I think what you learn is that you're always at the beginning too, right?
Always.
It's the myth. It's the boulder.
Yes.
You push up the hill, and then the next day it's at the bottom again, or it's another boulder that needs to go up.
Yeah.
And I think that's true whether you're a writer or a director or
Rodin or anyone who's like, you're
'Cause-
always learning and always.
because you go from either side. I want the extra who I want that one line, and then you're like, well, now I want like a whole day, and then
Well, you'll never, and then you come to realize that you'll never be fulfilled enough, and then you have to find what it is that you're actually looking for. And then I think that for me, that's just to be constantly creatively inspired, whether that's on set or whether that's at home. Reading an amazing book or finding new creative kind of inspiration.
That's a great answer. I like that answer a lot.
Thank you, Jeremy.
No, but it's true because it's like life. I mean, one of my philosophies is that life is too short to work with assholes.
Oh, fuck, man.
And
Yes.
I mean, in your position, it's harder because you're hired. Me, technically, in theory, I'm hiring other people.
Right.
So I have a little bit more control, but sometimes not. And sometimes you don't figure someone's an asshole until
they're on set and you're like, sorry, what just happened?
Yeah, then you're like, oh, right, okay, well, I guess we'll just deal with this and get through it, and then either we'll never work together again, or we'll find something and realize that everything's okay.
Yeah. I think that being humbled is a gift. Being humbled on set and life is ultimately a gift. I think everybody needs to be humbled in some respects on a daily basis. I don't know. Anyway, what are we talking about? Where are we? What's happening?
All right.
Do we have another question?
We've got so many. But you only
I feel like there
get
needs
5.
to be music or something.
We might add music later.
Can we have like a little dance off?
After.
After,
Dance off?
yeah, just
You can dance now
Hey,
without
dance this,
music.
and then we'll
You
just
can dance if you want to.
we'll just add appropriate. No, you don't do that part. I do
See, I'm
this part.
curious.
But you can't know because I might decide that this is not an appropriate question for you.
Have you put inappropriate questions into that?
Not inappropriate in like you're gonna get offended. More like inappropriate in this probably doesn't apply to you.
Oh, okay.
Like that one doesn't apply to you.
What? Can you just read it?
Nope.
What did it say?
Too late now. It's gone.
Why are you?
I've
a
already
man?
forgotten.
Is that what
Because
it
you
said?
haven't read it, we're still at question 2.
Nice.
Podcast.
Oh, look at this.
Really?
Nice.
This podcast
I
is
haven't
like
approved the
5
font
hours
yet.
long. Can you put a good
Yeah.
font? Because that's really shitty when I see really good movies with shitty font.
We're gonna.
I'm like, what
What
do
do you? Oh, look at you.
It's
See,
Rick.
kind
like-
of game showish, like,
It's like when The Price is Right.
It's like the secret password is
Oh,
Okay.
new.
here's a good one. This one does apply to you.
Okay.
How does it feel to watch yourself? Presumably in
Yeah.
performing, not something
Yeah.
creepy.
I mean, I am of the mentality that I don't mind watching myself only because I learn. I hear a lot of actors that say, I can't watch myself. I remember somebody telling me that Johnny Depp never watched something, this could be a myth, but never watched anything that he's ever done, which, to each their own. But myself, I like to watch the work that I do because I learn from it. So I can watch it and be like, wow, that was shit. Or wow, I hit a really great note or a great spot in that whatever I was doing. But sometimes sometimes it's weird to watch myself. I'm like,
Do you sometimes look at it though and wonder, well, why do they choose that take?
Yes, absolutely.
Entirely.
At the end of the day, all of everything that you see that's been filmed happens in the editing room. You know that, you know? So there could be a really great take that you can leave and you can leave set and be like, wow, that was really great. I feel like I did really good work. And then you should watch the show or the movie and you're like, what? And obviously the producers or the directors, the editors had a reasoning in choosing that. But yeah, definitely. But that's out of your control. That's not your job.
And you can let that go.
Let that go.
Nice.
I might dwell on it for a few minutes. But it's out of my control. I can't do anything about it. I'm not gonna be like, excuse me, why didn't you pick that take? God damn it. You know what I mean? We all have jobs here that we have to kind of fulfill. And
so the first time you watch something you're in, then is it like, can you even appreciate it for what it is, or is it all just?
Well, usually when I'm watching something, I recollect the moments of behind the scenes of what occurred. So it's not just like any other average viewer watching it for the first time, because it's so personal to me. I usually remember what happened right before that take, or what happened on that day, or how was I feeling, or what was going on, So yeah, usually the first time that I watch something, I'm usually like, whatevs, and then I'll watch it again and it'll gradually build on me. But I watch it and then let it go. It happened, and then usually I've watched it and it had happened. I'd filmed it, whatever, like 6, 7, 8 months prior. So it's in the back of my mind.
Right. Usually there's a nice distance anyway, so you might have forgotten.
Or you film and you released it a year and a half, 2 years later.
And then you're
like, oh, well, I remember. Yeah, I filmed that movie. Let me dust that book off.
That thing right now.
Yeah. Was that an okay answer?
That was an okay answer. It was interesting. It made me. It reminded me of when I was in high school and I did a lot of theater. Like we used to tape the performance in that terrible wide shot.
Right.
On, VHS. And
I always wondered why they did that, because it's.
Oh my god! And you watch it back and it's like, this is terrible. It's like, well, no shit, it's terrible. You're watching live theater on a camera, and so the acting looks too big and everything looks. And the audio is crappy. You can't really see faces because it's on this big wide shot, or someone's trying to pan without never catching anything. But I remember watching that too, and it was always like, I remember what was going on backstage. And it's like we were doing this because you get into rituals when you're doing theater, and you remember doing this is we were playing cards, we were playing whatever we were doing, right?
Right.
And then getting ready for your cue, and that made me think of that.
What was your favorite play that you ever did?
I didn't do a lot of theater. It was high school theater, so it was bad cheap plays that my school would pay for, which were never big. I think we did, and if we did a big play, we did Beauty and the Beast and the Wizard of Oz, it was knockoffs. It was different music and all that kind. It was never the kind you would remember. What was my favorite play?
Or your favorite role that you played?
Oh God. Jesus Christ, I don't even know. I played the Munchkin King in Wizard of Oz. I was huge.
Oh my god, I was in Wizard of Oz too. I was Scarecrow though.
Nice. Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I was in fucking grade 5.
We did a cool thing. I did a really small part because me and my friend Zach Melnick, who is my DP, on my films.
On most of your films?
Yeah.
On Total
Pretty much everything.
Oh, that's amazing.
He didn't shoot the stuff I did at film school because we didn't go to school together, but we know each other from high school and we worked together kind of all the way through.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he's one of my only friends really from high school that I still keep in touch with. There's a couple Facebook friends and that kind of stuff, and there's a handful that I still, but for the most part, not so much. But so we did all the technical stuff because we were nerds, and so the way that they decided to stage the show was to turn the whole gymnasium into Oz. and so you had to walk the Yellow Brick Road went through the audience.
Right.
And so it was like, the Scarecrow's over here and the Witched Layer's over here. Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And what we wanted to do like a lot of pyrotechnics. We like the witch. We rigged like the witch's broom so it had an opening in it, and we had like a flash one inside. So when she stomped it down, fire shot out of the top of her broom. And we had things set up so when she melted, like the smoke came up, and we had like a really cheap thing. Basically, it was me like helping the person fall down, the witch like melt down.
That looked really compassionate and lovely the way that you did.
No, it wasn't that compassionate.
The Wicked Witch.
But here's the thing: because we were doing that, we had like a CGI Oz on the stage with a projector and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. We didn't have a lot of money to do it, so we had like one smoke machine, and so for the poppies we needed smoke for that, and we needed smoke over here and there. So part of my thing was that I had to run in the dark with the smoke machine from like area to area. And one time when we were doing a matinee, I kicked a kid in the head.
Right.
Well, I was running from like one area to the other area, and I went through during like intermission. Was like, don't sit here. You can't sit here because.
Or I will kick your head.
Well, I didn't say that. I didn't want to ruin the surprise, but I was just running, and I just and I could see there was enough light. You could see something's there, and I jumped, and I kicked him in the back of the head.
Yeah, and you're just like, well, dude, you shouldn't have been fucking sitting there.
But the show must go on,
right?
So I kept on going. I to this day, I don't know if that
Did
kid.
You has a concussion or a disorder of sorts?
Never went back to check.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this,
I apologize.
You can't sue me. Sewell Cayuga Secondary. Sewell.
What's happening, Lalonde?
The wine is happening. No. Sue Cayuga Secondary School.
That sounds like a really interesting school. Sayuka Kalansawa?
Cayuga?
Sayuka Ego?
Not even close.
What's happening?
We're moving on.
Okay, let's go. Let's do another question. Is this boring over there? Is this really boring to watch?
No, he gets the
That's
type.
my fear. We'll just be like, you gotta
let that shit go.
Okay, I don't care. Fuck it.
Question
3.
Question number 3. There you are.
Oh, look at you. You're not even trying anymore.
Should I?
No.
May I read one question?
No. You can read the last one.
Okay.
Only after
We've compromised. See? It's like a normal adult relationship.
Oh, here's a fun one.
Yeah.
How do you fall in love on camera?
How do you fall in love on camera? I think that everyone has the ability to fall in love with anyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Hitler. How do you love Hitler?
I love his stash.
Nice. Okay. This is what this is going to be now. Okay. Mitt Romney.
I love his illogical views.
They're just so quirky.
I love how quirky Mitt Romney is.
Okay.
I was gonna go somewhere I should not have gone with that.
Well, now you have to go.
No, I can't. So, I don't know. That's my job, man. That's my job. Do you know what I mean?
Trying to make the donuts.
Yeah, trying to make the donuts. Yeah, exactly. How do you fall in love on camera? I mean, you fall in love on camera. That's what you gotta do. You just go for it. I think you just jump in. I mean, if you're talking about like intimacy and, sex and emotional connection and all that kind of stuff, I think you just gotta jump in. And I don't know, it's terrifying and scary because how do you just like, hi, hello, I'm Tommie-Amber Pirie, I'm going to be working with you today. I don't know, I think there just comes a point where you just got to just kind of drop everything and just do it. I don't know, it could be some actors that you work with that you're like, wow, I really don't like you, how am I doing this?
But then do you just draw on stuff or do you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to actually process this question.
It's okay. It's because some of this stuff is just instinctual and you just do it, right?
Yeah, you just go. I mean, for me at least, I don't know if that's just a way to kind of...
Is it... So maybe this is a different way to phrase it.
Yeah.
Is there like... How much prep can you do in something like that? Or is it just so much what's going on in the day?
For me, there's definitely a lot of preparation that you have to do in terms of character and backstory and all that kind of stuff. But on the day, you just gotta jump in. I'm trying to recollect all these experiences that I've had. Yeah, I don't know. I think, and also if you're lucky too, your other actor, your fellow co-star is giving you that as well. So it's easy to just kind of like look in their eyes and be like, hey, let's do this, you know? I think it's easy to fall in love if you allow yourself and if you want to go there truthfully and honestly and not just do an imitation of it, you know. I think that it has to be reciprocated in some way. But yeah, I don't know, you just do it.
You just do it?
You just do it.
Is it easier to hate someone or love someone on camera?
That question's misleading. I don't know. You mean
Because it's too specific? Or too
I
general?
don't understand the question.
Okay. Is it like, okay, so is it for you, is there any difference between like you have to do a scene where you're, I don't even know how to phrase this.
To be negative and angry.
Or just to get really furious with someone and just hate them, or to have that big emotional.
Which do you think is easier?
Yeah, which
I think
emotion
that
is
was
easier to play?
I think it is.
Love?
To hate.
To hate?
No, to hate.
Because you hate more people and you can just tap into that easier?
I hate everyone.
Hate everyone.
Yeah, I hate everyone. No, I think it's just easy. Yes, please.
How you doing over there?
I'm fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
See, I'm kind of confused because you have a wine glass and a Starbucks.
He's double fisting
Adjacent.
it. He's being a responsible operator
What did
over
you
there.
say? He was what?
Double
Double
fisting
fist.
it.
You're entirely double fisting. Oh,
Been
how I
known
love
for
that.
that.
I need drinks. I think it's easy to hate. Do you agree? I think that human beings, human beings hate more or have a more negative.
They hate more than they love?
I think so.
I don't know. I think that's true, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I
absolutely.
don't disagree with that at all.
So,
I totally hate more than I love.
like, I hate you.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
And I love you.
So it's awkward now.
But this is the conflict. We've
There's
created a
so
really
much
interesting
conflict.
scene.
Yes. What should we do now? You're the director.
We should make out.
Okay, let's do it.
Fade to
And
black.
drink.
We come back up and the sheets are on, right? That's how we do it in the 80s?
Question 4.
That's Ryan going, move the fuck on.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm ready. Let's go. I took an egg.
Yeah, okay, good.
There's some fun random ones in here. They're not all like actory stuff.
Okay. Well, can we do 2 questions in replacement of 1 question so that we can like get all your questions answered?
Oh, you went and read it. This is number 4. Look what you did.
Oh, I don't want to answer that question.
What the? No, I don't see now. Oh, see, you reversed it on me now. I don't know what that one
It's
is.
too long. It's like 500 hours long.
Oh, that one's not. It's a musician question.
I like your shirt.
Thank
I
you.
like this blackness that's happening right now. I may have a shirt that is similar.
Ah!
Okay.
Did you have a childhood nickname? That smile tells me you did. Now you're trying to.
Well, the first thing I thought about was being on a slide at a playground near my house.
Go on.
And you know those big like dome red slides that you can go through. I would always go over. I remember being I remember being called Tommy Salami.
Because of the slide?
No, I don't know, because people were stupid. Whoever invented Tommy Salami is ridiculous. I don't know where they're at
Tommy
right now.
Salami.
But,
Did you always do the hyphen for the first name?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Tommie-Amber is more. It's
It's nice. I like it. I just wondered at one point, was it like dropped for simplicity in school?
in school. It was a lot. My close friends and family to call me Tommy, Tom, Thomas.
TA, tits and ass.
Tits and ass minus negative what
Let's
is
not
happening.
go there.
I had a lot of Thomas.
A lot of Thomas? Do you like
Thomas.
that?
I don't mind it. Yeah, Thomas, Tommy, Tom. My friends, family, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to work, it's Tommie-Amber.
And you insist on that, right?
I don't
And
mind
people
that.
can't look you in the eye and
Yeah,
that
basically.
kind of stuff?
You must not look me in the eye. You must call me Tommie-Amber, and you must kiss my feet every time you are calling me to set and hair, makeup, and more.
Regardless of what scene she's just done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. To each their own. I mean, whatever. My first name's Tommie-Amber, so I don't know. What?
So Tommy Salami.
No, that was just a badass who called me that. But nickname, Tom. Tom, probably.
But why? I'm still on the Tommy Salami thing.
Tommy Salami. I don't know. Somebody was deficient in.
But why did it remind you of the slide?
I don't know, because you said nickname, but
And that's when it happened?
That's that's the only, it's not even a nickname, it's just some asshole who called me a piece of meat.
Like it wasn't even like, because
So-
usually it would be some asshole who treated me like a piece of meat. That wasn't the case at all, because you were like
No.
8, right? Or
No, it
5?
was probably like 5.
Yeah, some asshole called me a piece
of
of meat.
meat. So, Jesus, buddy.
What the fuck?
But you
is
know
up
what?
with
I
that?
forgive.
Yeah?
I watched the Oprah Network.
Do you remember his name?
Jeremy.
Yeah, you're making that up.
No,
a
I
little
don't
bit.
know. I don't remember his name. Who cares what his name is?
Okay, I was just wondering. You can
Yeah.
have a little moment here. You
No,
could-
it's okay. No, I'll be okay. That was exciting. That was a good answer.
Did you have like a nickname you wanted people to call you, but they never
Yeah.
caught?
Queen.
Queen?
No, I'm just kidding.
I had a friend that was
Liza
called-
Minnelli. Nope, just kidding.
I had a friend called Queenie.
Queenie?
Yeah.
You still talk to Queenie?
I still do. She's one of the other people from my school. I still
Yeah.
do keep not quite as much touch as I should.
Yeah. Yeah.
But still. But and it was one of those nicknames where some people I think don't actually know what her real name is. She's one of those people that
Still?
just go, but not from high school. Like they knew in high school because
Right.
they do the roll call.
Right.
But like friends
Roll
from like adult
call.
life,
Yeah.
they just know her as Queenie.
Yeah.
And that was like her Facebook handle too. So it was like
Really?
you had to like actually know this person to be able to know what her name is.
That was like the privilege of knowing this person.
Maybe
Was it like,
I don't know if
you
that's
will know
necessarily
that
true.
my name is Sarah.
How do you know her name was
Queenie.
Sarah? Do you know her?
Really? Seriously? Okay.
I'm not gonna tell her her name. I'm not gonna do the big build up and
Dun-dun,
I'm gonna talk some more with my mouth full.
I don't know why I'm remembering right now in this specific moment. You're talking about nicknames. I don't know why. It doesn't correlate in any way whatsoever. But I remember writing out lyrics to like Patsy Cline songs. You know Patsy Cline and Skeeter Davis.
Crazy, yeah.
Crazy. And then
We have to pay for that, don't we?
we do. Crazy for feeling so lonely. And then Skeeter Davis and Connie Francis. I remember, I don't know why I'm thinking about this. This is probably the one. I'm just writing out the lyrics of all of these songs and memorizing them at an extremely young age.
I did that too.
Did you? Really?
I think the first time a song I did that too was If I Had $1 Million.
If I had $1 million. Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
My favorite line is the Kraft Dinner line.
Right? And the hot
Right?
dogs,
Yeah, exactly. And I heard this song on the radio the other day. It was this beautiful French song. It was like, oh, the amour, whatever. And then she would just be like, Kraft Dinner. I was like,
Was it a commercial?
no, it was a song. It was on like the jazz
CBC
or something. Singing French, beautiful French song, like Edith Piaf kind of French song.
And then Kraft Dinner.
Oh, je regrette rien, and then she'd be like, Kraft Dinner. I was like, wow, what's happening? Anyway, this is titillating. Can't even handle myself right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know? Did you go back to try to find that song?
No, I switched the song
Because of that.
because of that.
It was over.
I was like, this is so fucking beautiful, man. And then I was
And-
like, Kraft Dinner.
And
I
it,
was like,
it
wow.
just fucked the whole song
All
for
right.
you.
That was it. That's all she
That was
wrote.
it. It's all over.
Yeah. And the cookie jar. Am I ruining your podcast?
No.
Tell me.
You gotta stop asking that question.
Okay.
That's ruining it.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I feel like there's a lot of pressure.
Brian's got a question?
Five.
Number 5. Yeah.
This is the inaugural, like, so I get to read this. How long is this podcast supposed to be?
I think it'll be
5
however long.
hours?
Yeah, 5 hours.
Okay.
This is gonna be 50 questions this one,
Probably
right?
shorter than you think it is.
We're gonna go through.
Man.
Oh, you grabbed 2.
Okay.
Why'd you grab 2? Were you doing a bonus question?
Bonus question. This is
Okay.
for later.
I might still ask extra things after, but this is just the random questions.
You're only getting graphics for 5.
That's fine. I don't want the graphics for the.
There's graphics?
Oh.
I'm putting up question 1.
We talked about this. Where have you
Yeah.
been? We've had the whole font conversation. Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
right. I
Tommy.
remember. What is the worst kind of direction or the least helpful that someone can give you on set?
Well, Tommy, in my experience, no, you have to answer that. And I haven't directed you yet, so you can't
haven't.
even slam me here. Nice.
I remember I had this director that I worked with a while ago that would ask me to, right before the take, to do it for him. So he'd be like, so I want you to do this, but go in front of everyone. He'd be like, okay, so do it for me, go. All right. And there's like 20 people watching. He's like, so I want you to do like do a little bit more timid, do a little bit more this, wow, a little mix with this. Go, show me right before we go to him. I was like, oh. So that was one. And I was
That's terrible.
Can't work with that. Can't. I just felt
But you
like
had to.
I did. So half the time I'd be like,
But can you? But would you? Are you? I guess. Would you feel? I don't want. I don't want you to say who they were. Or
Yeah.
Because I mean,
No.
but the context. But would you feel comfortable at all just saying that makes me feel
I didn't
uncomfortable?
fart. That sounded like a fart, but it wasn't me. It was my leg
we had sound
on the chair.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
could fart. I would claim my farts, but that was not.
We're gonna add fart sound effects anytime you move the chair anyway.
Okay,
so
great. So that would be farts throughout the entire
It's
show.
slightly moot at this point.
Okay, moot.
Yeah.
So that's one. I don't know why that's the only one that I'm really thinking about.
Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers. How's it going up there, Ryan?
He's
I feel like you could do this.
He's half caffeinated and half intoxicated. Which side will win? We'll find out when we see how often the cuts are cut.
Who will know?
Sorry, we totally.
That's all right.
Back to you. Bad direction.
No, man.
Or in it. But so you would, and you don't feel like you could just say, "Look, this isn't helpful to me. Can we try something else?"
I did once.
Or don't berate me in front of everyone.
Yeah. I did speak to this person. But I'm trying to think of something else because that was kind of. I mean, that was like sure, whatever. It was,
I just shout across the room.
You're like, Jesus fucking Christ!
And it's
act
usually,
already.
On this one, can we not phone it in?
Yeah.
Go.
And see.
And action.
So remember the acting class you took?
Yeah.
Take that direction. Yeah.
Everyone who didn't suck on the last take, step forward. You not so fast. You stay where you are.
Step back.
Yeah, you stay where you are. Everyone School of Direction.
Yeah. I can't wait to work with you.
It's amazing.
That's the first thing that's coming to mind. Other than that, I don't think.
Or so what's something? Okay, here's a good question. How would you like to be directed? Like what's like techniques that you enjoy? And here, and this is me learning.
Yeah,
because I only know how I direct.
Absolutely. I empathize a lot with directors every time I work with them. I think that what they have, it's something that I aspire to do as well. And so I feel like that their job position that they have is so demanding. Not only do they have to focus on actors who are extremely needy and need direction and need to talk and need to be like
everything,
work this out.
Is this
and
the
what
right
does this
ring
mean and what am I doing and what they have to deal with shots and wardrobe and production, all that kind of stuff. So kudos to every single director in the world. Cheers. I have to do this. Cheers. How would I like to be directed? I think that I would like to, if we're gonna do a rehearsal, before we go to shoot, just do what I feel or what I imagine to be my interpretation of what that take is, and then collaborate with a director. I think that collaboration is key. I think, bouncing ideas and bouncing thoughts and suggestions off of one another and work as a team is where the work really kind of transpires, and I think it's a dual process,
I agree. I think we work well together.
Yeah, I think
that's
so
how
too.
I like to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to direct. I mean, I don't like to direct up front. I don't like to.
Right.
I mean, in directing, I hate direct now.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I think, and in particular, because I tend to write most of the stuff I end up directing anyway, is my feeling is that the script is the first direction. And so now it's your turn, and then let's see what you brought, because you're probably going to do something better than I would have thought of anyway.
Right.
You're like you said, it's like directors are thinking about, 8 different departments and different things.
Yeah.
So in theory, all those other people should be really good at those things, and then it's just my job to say yes or no.
Yeah.
Right, and be like, or can we expand on that and that kind of stuff? It's like that's. I mean, I think that's for me. That's how I see a director's job. Is that my job is to surround myself with really talented and smart people, hopefully more talented and smart than I am, and then just add to whatever they've got.
Well, also keep in mind that you've gone through a whole casting process. And you've narrowed it down to somebody that you think.
I just ask friends, and then sometimes they say yes.
Like, please do my
Can you
film.
please? I'm not going to pay you anything.
And then they show up and they're complete
and
dicks.
there's not going to be any craft. There'll be a little bit of craft services. You're not going to get any special room for yourself or any privacy.
Right. You can go to
There'll be a bathroom. It may or may not have been Febrezed recently.
Yeah, and it was probably at Tim Hortons.
And it might. No, we don't do that anymore. But
Right.
yeah, but I aspire to have better facilities for people to work in as I move forward.
It's going to happen, Jeremy. You're on your way.
Oh yeah, this isn't. Yeah, we don't need to do that.
I can. Do you want me to?
No, it's awkward.
But it's true, though. Why is it
thank
awkward?
You. We don't be.
But it's true.
This isn't about me, Tommie.
I saw your movies.
That's true. Tommie got to see a sneak preview.
I
of Sex
did.
After
I came to the
Kids.
Sex After Kids pre-screening, which was a good turnout, by the way, don't you think?
Yeah.
It was at your house, which was fantastic. Let's talk about having
His old house.
old schmoll. Let's talk about having
Summer
a
house.
theater in your house. That was insane.
But that was
My
fun.
mother got a kitchen, my father got a theater.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit old school. But there you go.
She wanted a kitchen.
Fair enough. Who
The
are we
woman
to?
wanted a kitchen. Give her the kitchen.
She hasn't cooked in 20 years. I don't know why she wanted a kitchen.
She wanted it to be used by someone else.
Yeah. I like that movie, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I really did.
Yeah, well,
And it was cool because a lot of my friends were in it.
that's right. A lot of my friends are in it, and a lot of our
What?
mutual friends. I saw
No.
Christine Horn today. She said,
I
say
saw
hello.
that on Twitter.
I scared the hell out of her.
Did
at
you?
a
What
street-
happened?
We kind of live in the same area now.
Right.
And I was waiting for the streetcar on Queen Street, and I
Mm-hmm.
just was looking around, and she was standing inside the vestibule. Is that the right word? The thing where you...
The bus stop?
Yeah.
The
and
stop
I just
of bus?
knocked on, and she was like checking something, so I knocked on the glass and scared the shit out of her.
Right.
And then I looked up and I did the little wave. So that was lovely. We had a nice little ride home.
Isn't she lovely?
She's very lovely.
Do you remember when we went to go see a play
With
With Miss
Christine Horn in it.
in it?
What was it called? Quick.
It was called Between the Sheets.
You said that really quickly. Our foreign listeners are not going to understand what you just said.
Between the Sheets with Christine Horn.
We went to see that with Zoe. Zoe came along.
With Zoe, yes.
And that's the first time I met you.
That is the first time that we met in the main
Where they have
vestibule
booze.
with the booze area
Yeah.
of the Factory Theatre.
Yeah.
Was it Factory? Tarragon.
Tarragon.
Tarragon Theatre.
Not even close to the Factory Theater.
Yeah,
Same end of the city, technically.
it's fine, Lalonde. We're on different pages. It's okay. I can deal with that. We'll suffice.
I read, and maybe this was just you being silly on the internet, and maybe...
Oh Lord, what's happening?
No. Were you a figure skater?
I was.
You have like a figure skater look.
Do I?
Yeah, a little bit. I think you've got like... I'm not going to say because I'm not...
Say it.
No. Like,
I don't care, just say
the
it.
hair up thing makes me think
Right?
about figure skater,
Yes.
I know. And you've got there's something about the shoulders makes me think figure skater.
Oh really?
Poise.
These
Poise,
are.
that's the word. Thank you. I was going to say
Oh,
something.
well, Ryan.
See, when I say shouldery things to girls, they always think I'm saying they look mannish, but that's not
Right.
it at all. Poise is the exact word
I don't
that
look like a man.
No, but that's not it. But you've got like...
Right.
You've done some work in that area.
Right.
You're not like...
Yes.
You know...
Where did you read that?
I don't remember.
I love that you read that. Yeah, I figure skated for.
I do a little bit of research for this. I don't just...
Imagine if you just showed up and you're like, sorry, what's your name?
Sorry, I can't say both words. Pick one. Pick one name.
Pyrie. What's happening?
So the figure skating.
Yeah. I don't know. I love talking about this because it was so much a part of my life. I figure skated for 15 years competitively. Started competing when I was 3.
But you weren't good enough to go into the
I
Olympics.
sucked at 3.
Fair enough.
My parents were like,
The 3-year-old
what are you
Olympics?
doing? Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the worst thing ever? That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
No, we should do that. Somebody needs to do that. Someone with money
Yeah.
and a television channel do like toddler Olympics. It'll be worse than like
Yeah.
toddlers and tiaras or whatever that thing is.
It wouldn't shock me if that
Training,
Yeah.
training children to be
Training
like
children
world class
at
athletes.
3.
That'd be amazing. Could you imagine watching that?
Yeah.
That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Watching 5-year-olds do like the 500-meter dash.
Jump!
Oh my
Do a
god!
triple Lutz!
We're doing this. This is.
Come on! Go!
I want to see this so badly. I have a 3-year-old, so I can only imagine him
Yeah.
like training.
Well, that being said, I mean, we joke about it, but I would not be shocked if that does arise.
They start at that
somewhere
age
around the
anyway.
globe. Oh, yes.
So you started training at like.
I probably put on my first pair of skates when I was, 2.5, 3 years old?
I wasn't there. I don't know.
You weren't there? I
I've
thought
just-
that was you, though, Jeremy. Around 3, my dad, my fantastic father, would trudge and work really, really hard to make a skating rink in the backyard of our house.
Where'd you grow up? You're in Ottawa, right?
In Ottawa, but before that, I grew up in the country. I'm a country girl. I grew up in outside of Ottawa, called Embrun, country town. And so we had a huge property, and my dad would go out every night and hose down the ice rink so that we would have a place to skate for hours and hours and hours. And so that transpired into me getting into skating lessons, and then gradually, that's all I did for my entire life, right into high school. I did an extra year of high school, and I took night classes so that I could because I had to miss a year of high school because I was always at the rink.
Did they take a whole year off?
No,
failed?
but I would.
They made you repeat a year. Let's just be honest.
No, I had to miss the last 2 classes of every day so that I could be at the rink earlier than when class.
Oh, so you just didn't have the credits.
I just didn't have the credits
Got it.
because I had to leave.
You weren't stupid.
Yeah, I was ridiculously. I was stupid. I was gonna say a derogatory word.
Stupid?
Worse.
I didn't mean you were.
Jeremy. So more. I feel like my glass is already full. You can finish that.
Jesus Christ, Ryan, how you doing over there?
I'm fine.
You alright? You sure?
Jesus.
Sweat.
Yeah.
It's all sweat. Okay. Sorry.
And so I did that till I was about 17, 18. It was my life. It's all I ever believed I would be. I was en route to
Broken ankles and.
I did do that. Broke my tailbone.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, it was taxing work, but.
How do you the fall you fell? I assume.
No.
You just walking down the street and oh Jesus Christ!
Fuck!
I knew one day this would come.
Fuck just happened.
He tripped on a crack in the sidewalk and.
I was in school. I was a reserve. Jesus.
You were erasing.
Ow! No. I was doing a triple something or other, and I smashed on my butt and cracked my tailbone. Couldn't walk for 2 weeks. And
you were just down for 2 weeks.
It was.
That's it. A broken tailbone.
I was
2
bedridden
weeks?
for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What'd you do during that 2 weeks?
Mourned my life.
Besides be sore,
Oh God, I don't know.
But you're a teenager. You're in bed for 2 weeks. You're gonna.
I honestly do not recollect anything other than not having been on the ice.
Because
Yeah.
you loved it so much.
I loved it so much. I remember breaking my foot once and my father saying, "It's gonna be okay. You're fine. Just kiss it better. It's fine." And I was like, "My dad, my foot is broken." He's like, "No, it's not.
I need to water the ice. If I don't have a reason to water the ice, I have to do the dishes.
He was not watering the ice. I was probably like 16, 17. Imagine if he was watering the ice for like 13
He's doing
years
it right now.
straight.
He's doing it right now.
Dad!
You don't know that he's not.
Yeah, imagine. He was like, "I'm watering the ice still, man."
I've never
Like,
met
Dad,
your-
I'm an actor. I don't skate anymore.
One day you will.
One day you will return. But it's funny though, when I tell people that I skate, they're like, "Did you get badges? Do you know my friend Micheal?" And I was like, "I don't know Micheal. I don't know her." But
I like how you went into
I
the.
don't know what happened there. But yeah, no, like what I did was pretty serious. It was all consuming. I skated for Canada.
Did you?
I did do that.
Where? And what?
I was in North American Challenge. It was Canada versus America kind of thing.
And how many other
It
people
was in
were on?
Arizona. Oh, there was a selection process of so many people would represent Canada, so many people would represent America. There was probably like, I don't know, it was a whole kind of event. I don't really remember, to be honest.
A lot. You were
It
nothing
was
special.
a lot of people.
You were just. But how many? But what was the process like? How many people?
You had to kind of gain credibility in terms of your ranking and stuff, in terms of all of your, competitions and stuff over the course of the year and stuff. So I'm saying a lot in the last 5 seconds.
We're not going to cut it out.
All right, that's
Stuck
fine.
with it.
It's totally okay.
I had to stop saying
Better than
like.
dead air.
Better
Yeah.
than what?
Dead air.
Yeah.
Dead air.
Yeah.
I had to stop saying like a lot. I realized the first time I did a podcast with Mind Reels, I watched it,
Yeah.
listened to it back. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I say like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan agrees. You were shitty, Jeremy.
I used
And now
to
I'm going to make people listen to me all the time.
I remember I was interviewed a couple of times for these skating events or fairs of some sort, and I'd always say, Maybe I still do that. You know?
That's one good thing about being interviewed and listening back. You realize all the terrible little tricks you have.
Yeah.
Or you have kids and you see them do that and you're like, Brian rolling his eyes. Yeah, it's like, why do you say that stupid thing? Oh God, you got it from me.
Right. See, it's all you, Jeremy.
It's all me.
So wait, is there a bonus question?
We can do a bonus question. Are we done with the figure skating? Why did you stop?
Oh, so why did I stop? Well, I was about, at that point it had been like 15, 16 years of completely dedicated. I was at the rink, 5-6 days a week.
In your backyard, you mean?
No. Imagine if I was just like in my backyard the entire time. No, and it was not only on the ice, it was off ice. There was like, sports psychology, and there was Pilates, and there was off ice training, and there was ballet, and there was hip hop. There's all that kind of stuff that you kind of assisted towards what happened on the ice.
And so were summers just like training then, or like other stuff, or did you actually have time off and you were able to?
There was time off, limited time. There would probably be like a few weeks here and there, but ultimately it was just all year round. And so around 17 years old, I started to entertain the idea of like, oh, well, I'm not in love with this anymore. I started to gain a sense of independence and maturity, I suppose, in knowing, because my father, had completely, my mom and my dad had supported my skating since I was young, and they did everything to kind of focus their entire lives on allowing me
on your dream,
on my dream. My parents allowed for me to do it, and
he was gonna make that ice anyway.
Yeah, anyway, I was gonna make it. And so my dad ended up being the sole kind of, investor in my life ultimately. And so for me, when I was around 17, starting to entertain the idea of like, perhaps
this isn't forever.
And it was shocking to me because I had only ever grew up with that mentality of this is what I will do for the rest of my life, And it started to become a chore to go to the rink. It started to feel
like homework.
Yeah, like homework. I remember, being on the ice and being like, I don't want to be here. And for me, that was the telltale sign of, okay, I need to address this issue. And I'm thankful that I grew up in a household in which I was able to kind of voice my opinions and be able to speak honestly, And so after a little while, I went to my father and I said, I don't think I want to be doing this anymore. And for me, I don't think it was so much as being scared to let myself down or questioning that in any way. It was everybody else that was invested. It was my father and my coaches and everybody that was all there for me.
How did it feel to break your father's heart?
Fuck you. Cheers.
Ching.
Cheers to that. I like you even more. I probably very well did break my father's heart. But my father is probably one of the most amazing human beings on planet Earth.
And he recovered.
And he recovered.
And he probably thought, oh, she's going to go into something practical.
Yeah.
And she's going to, be respectable. It's like, no, I'm going to be an actor.
My father is the most...
No, that's not respectable. Man. That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
It's a very respectable profession.
He has this vivid memory of me standing on the top of the stairs in my old house in Ottawa being like, Dad, I think I'm going to be an actor. And he was like, okay, Tom, whatever. I love you. Whatever you want to do. And he fully supports everything that I come to him with. Everything.
And now he builds stages.
And now he builds stages. No more ice. He's like, fuck the ice, man. This is like red curtains and stages. My father, his name is Lorne. And actually, I'm going to segue from that into I'm working on this film right now, which I'm really passionate about, called Don't Get Killed in Alaska. And it's this...
Are you still shooting? I saw they did the playback thing.
Yeah, still shooting. And we have a week and a bit left. Excuse me. And so, it's called Don't Get Killed in Alaska. It's this independent feature directed by Bill Taylor, and First Love Films is doing it. And and so the reason that I segued was the film just hit home to me in so many respects. My dad, his name is Lauren in the film. He's ultimately the exact comparison of my father in real life, and I have a brother. My mother passed when I was younger, when I was 13. But there's my
My
mother.
mom passed away when I was young too.
Oh, really? How old were you?
I was 16.
Oh, okay.
But we don't need
13.
to.
We don't need to go there.
No.
We can go there another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off camera.
Off camera.
So we can cry with our dignity.
Yes, and our wine.
Yeah, continue.
Cheers.
Sorry.
And so yeah, so I felt the need to segue into this film that I'm working on right now because I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pimp it. Go for it.
Yeah, it's called Don't Get Killed in Alaska. I play a character named Leanie who is on a journey of life, of understanding. She's a young 21-year-old who meets this guy out east named Dan. They want to go to Alaska to work together on a fishing boat, and she ends up having to reconnect with her brother, her father, and her mother individually on different terms, and tension arises and things kind of transpire. I don't want to say too much, but
It's like a Broken Flowers, High Fidelity kind of
basically,
thing.
yeah,
nice.
something like that.
That's true. Sure.
So yeah, and that's all she wrote.
Bonus question.
Yeah, bonus question.
Is there anything else you want to pimp while we're pimping?
I would like to pimp my cat, Buster.
Now it's awkward.
Don't you have a cat?
No.
This is
Hate 'em.
bullshit.
No, I don't have my wife's slightly allergic to cats.
Oh, really?
So no cats.
Okay.
I had a cat I loved when I was a teenager.
Okay.
Because he used to give me massages.
Right.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You would lie on your back, on your stomach, and it would get up on your back, and it wouldn't even claw you. It would just
He would just like give you a
just
Swedish
ugh.
massage.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like my cat. My cat also showers with me.
That's creepy.
When I go to the bathroom, he goes to the bathroom. It's weird.
The shower thing?
Oh, yeah.
Cats don't like getting wet.
It's not. No, not my man. It's not even like a timid like meow. He's like fully in the shower with me. I have to close the door every time I shower.
So your
'cause otherwise-
apartment just smells like wet cat all the time?
No, wet cat. Is there such thing? Wet cat? Wet dog?
Ryan's nodding.
Yeah, this way.
Really? When my cat is wet, it
You might not know,
smells
'cause-
like heaven. Wait, smell.
I can't tell.
All right. Bonus question.
Now that I've sniffed you,
Done.
you already read one, so I gotta read this.
Okay. I want it to be fun and random. Like,
Oh god. Oh, I was hoping that was it.
really? You
This
got
is the one
it?
I was hoping for.
Really? Oh gosh.
Can you bake a cake?
Hells yes, I can bake a cake. I love baking.
What was the last cake you baked?
See, it's funny. My friend Danny's probably gonna watch this at some point, and she's gonna say, "What the fuck are you talking about? You can't bake. I can bake." That's fine.
Can you both bake? Is
See,
there not a world
Danny
within-
can bake like real homemade home cooking. I can bake. Yes, I
You
can
bake from
bake
the
a
box.
cake.
You can
I can bake from a box.
follow a recipe.
I can also follow a recipe. I feel like I'm defensive right now.
For
in
no
this,
reason?
For no reason, but I want to prove.
Because your friend Danny?
Because my friend Dan, but
Dan or Danny?
Danny.
Okay.
Danny. Yeah, I can bake a cake. I can also make a hell of a pot of a tea.
That's a completely different thing.
I can also cook a hell of a cup of a coffee.
Well,
I can also.
it's hard to fuck up coffee. That's
Yeah.
not true.
Right.
Brian disagrees.
Well, last night I bet you guys.
People that don't know how to make, don't drink coffee, can fuck up coffee really badly. I'm looking at you, my wife,
What's your wife's name?
Emily.
Emily.
But it's not her fault.
Yeah.
She doesn't drink coffee.
Can I tell you about the best coffee experience I've ever had?
Yes.
I'm in a Ethiopian food phase right now. Was that you snoring? I
No,
thought you just snored.
I'm wide awake.
All right, that's fine. Ethiopian food is the key to life's happiness.
Go
If you go
on.
on the Danforth, there's a ton of amazing Ethiopian, and so they have this after you eat the injera with all of this amazing. It's all eat it all with your hands. They have this amazing coffee ceremony. It's the best coffee you'll ever have. Have you ever had Ethiopian
I have
coffee
had
ceremony?
Ethiopian coffee. I don't know if I had the ceremony.
The ceremony. They come out. It's like unreal. It's it's the frankincense. They put a little frankincense ordeal. You do this whole bit. This is me putting the frankincense
I got
into
it.
my
Yeah, I
nostrils.
see it. It's a good thing this thing's a video podcast.
Right? Isn't this great?
Because
Isn't this
nobody
ideal?
would. If you're listening to this audio only version, you're missing out.
You're out like this, frankincense,
Mm-hmm.
and then they pour the coffee, and then you drink it.
That's it. And then you see Jesus,
And then God appears.
and he says, "How did you like your coffee?"
Yeah.
And you're like, it wasn't too bad.
Wasn't so bad.
I've
Jesus.
had worse.
I've had worse. Jesus.
I haven't had the ceremony. I'm thinking of like I had like traditional Vietnamese coffee, and it took like an hour for them to bring it out because I guess it takes
because
forever.
they have to roast the beans.
Yeah. So you should order. So if you're going to a Vietnamese restaurant and you're ordering
in advance,
order your coffee the second you get there, and it'll come by dessert.
Well, that we should hope so.
The first time I had Ethiopian food was on a date with my now wife.
Mm-hmm.
We were just dating at the time.
Yeah, dating.
And we were at the restaurant, and I'd never had it before. And I hadn't lived in the city that long either, so I was a bit of a country
hadn't
bumpkin.
what?
I hadn't lived in the city that long either,
Right.
so I was a bit of a country bumpkin. And,
Right.
and you know, I assumed Ethiopian food was sticks and twigs because I was ignorant.
Right.
And in the restaurant, there was this woman sitting in the corner by herself.
It was your mom.
It was not my mom.
Okay. Oh wait, that was awkward.
Yeah, way to go there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That happened to me once.
I let it roll.
Okay.
I let it roll.
I love you.
That's a low five, but we'll go with it.
Okay. Fuck, I'm an idiot. I always do that.
It's not your fault.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, in the corner is this woman, not my mother. And she's sitting there having a drink, which is not uncommon. People go to restaurants by themselves. There's nothing wrong with that.
I always do that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Love doing that.
But this woman has two meals come. One with her, one on the other side of her.
Yeah.
And they pour wine, both cups. And we're waiting. I'm like, she's ordered in advance of someone coming. Or someone's in the bathroom. Because we came and she was already there. And then it started becoming very clear that no one is coming. This woman's by herself.
Yeah.
And also that this woman thinks she's having a conversation with somebody. Like she's chatting with somebody across. And it's enjoyable. But then all of a sudden it gets dark and she starts crying. and it's just like, this is the saddest thing. So whenever I hear Ethiopian food, I can't help but remember.
You think about the woman who talked to
I think about the
herself.
woman who talked to herself and cried.
Talk to her partner who probably
That's what it said. It's like it's got to be an anniversary of something. I would hope. I don't think she's just. But who knows? So you hear
I
these.
want to cry a little.
Yeah, you can cry. Go ahead. Cry a little. Are you really gonna? Hire Tommie-Amber Pirie because she can cry on command.
yes.
You can use this later. Just
Can I?
store it in there and pop it out when you need to cry on cue.
Yeah, I'll
But
try.
so sorry. That's now I stole from your story. But
It's okay.
when I hear Ethiopian
You're a
food,
stealer.
I think of a woman crying in the corner by herself eating two meals.
Now, every time I go for Ethiopian, I'm going to think about you telling me the story about women crying in the corner.
and that
And then I'm
means
going to look for the woman crying in the corner, and
She'll be there.
then I'll realize
This was
me.
at like Lansdowne and Bloor.
Right,
So
Krakow
maybe she
Central.
still goes there. I don't know what date it was, but you could try to go back on the same date. And
Have you ever been to the Krakow Coffee Time at Lansdowne and Bloor?
Is it actually called that, or is that the
No, I've
nickname?
nicknamed it that.
Because that would be
But I'm pretty
amazing.
certain that it's that.
I used to live in that area.
Did you? Me too. I lived at Lansdowne and Davenport.
I lived at St. Clarence Avenue.
Davenue?
Davenue? I said that properly. We're gonna hear that back.
What does that
Not
mean?
No.
as fun as the Hooker Harveys at Church and Gerard.
Oh, Hooker Harvey's. Hooker
Yeah, I know
Harvey's.
Harvey's.
Yeah, I used to not work there.
You used to not work there?
Yep.
We're gonna move
Once.
on from that.
All right. Is that it? I don't
Yeah.
want this to end.
I think we're done now. We went up. You working at
This was
Hooker
the
Harvey's?
most titillating podcast you have ever had in your life.
It's my first. So
Fine.
yeah, so it can only go up or down from here.
Right? Exactly. I feel like I would like
Unless we air this out of order and then you're my second.
Right.
My third.
Right.
My fourth. Did we
Right.
cover ourselves there?
Can I come back,
Maybe.
please, with a guest though?
Who are you gonna bring?
Can I have a
Are you
friend?
the co-host?
Yeah. Are you my Jesus Christ?
No, I would be
Amber.
the co-interviewer.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
Who are
you
you
would
bringing?
interview me and someone else.
I guess it depends on who you bring.
Who would you want me to bring?
We're not gonna play this game right now, and then it's just gonna
Tell
get
everyone
awkward.
who would you want us to bring. I want to come back. I feel like I want to do
You
this
bring
better.
Woody Allen back in here, and you can
Oh,
sit down
okay.
beside me.
All right.
No, he comes on his own. You're not
Does
coming
he?
with him.
Woody's
Yeah.
the next guest.
I'm not gonna sully his time by having you sit beside me. That was terrible what
That
I
was
just
horrible.
said there. Yeah, I saw something before. Since you want to carry on.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was you being interviewed in a bed. What was that
Right.
thing?
It
The
was
sleepover.
awkward, right? Me being interviewed in bed. It was called something other.
It was cute. It was very.
Yeah, it was for the ACTRA Awards. It was the ACTRA committee, the young emerging actors, had done a just a funny kind of thing on all the nominees. Yeah. And
But
so
you know what it was called? It was called
Sleeping with the Stars.
Yeah.
Right.
Check it out. It's very
Back in the day.
endearing. But the one thing they kept on that I remembered about it was they.
I know what you're gonna say. Go.
The Ellen Page thing.
Yep.
How'd you know I was gonna say
I knew you were
that?
gonna say. Everybody says that. Yeah.
But I would never. I mean, I can see it once it's said, but I had never thought of the comparison until that.
Well, that's good. You know, I feel like, I mean, I get that a ton. I do. I also feel like any kind of young, emerging, quirky actress, perhaps, gets that comparison because that's what we as a society kind of know is that kind of representation.
You're the manic pixie dream girl, that kind of thing.
Perhaps. That being said, I love Ellen Page.
Yeah, she's great. But it's like,
She's
but I think
fantastic.
I don't, not to, disparage Ellen Page. I think she's delightful, but I think I just see you as your own person. I don't, and I never even.
I agree. I think we're.
I think I'm my own person as well. Yeah, that's.
I am Ellen Page.
But I just didn't know that was
I
a
know.
common thing with you.
Yeah, I've gotten that a lot actually. A ton. Which is
So when they're like, we want Ellen Page, but we can't afford her, call Tommy.
Call Tommy Pirie. No, I think any actress, any young, kind of quirky, weird, similarly looking actress that looks like Ellen.
Do you think though that's just a thing that happens whether you? I mean, you can never choose it, but it's like that. This happens anyway. Someone always wants to try to box you into some kind of.
Absolutely. I remember recently, in the last year or so, going out for roles. I mean, when the whole Juno phase occurred, it was we're looking for
a Juno
Page, Juno type actress, and now like a little while ago it was girl with the dragon tattoo. Be with the girl with the dragon tattoo kind of. So there's always it's easier for us to kind of box rather than try and find something unique and inventive, to kind of move forward with. But welcome to the industry. That's what it's all about.
It reminded me of when I had when we were doing Sex After Kids, and we won a consultation with Sundance.
Oh no shit!
And what was interesting when
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was cool. We did on IndieWire does a competition called Project of the Day.
Okay.
And so you self-submit, and then you can, if you get Project of the Day, then you get entered into Project of the Week.
Right.
And if you win that, you get a consultation with Snag Films, and then at the end of the month they group those together, and then it's. The 4 projects of the weeks from that month compete for project of the month, and if you win that, you get a consultation with Sundance.
That was confusing.
Although this month's is Tribeca.
Oh, well, that's nice that they switch it up.
So you're going to Tribeca?
No.
The consultation prize became Tribeca for this month's, which the film I'm producing did not win.
I know. I put a hit on you. It's going to be out. I mean, this probably won't be airing until January, so it's far too late now for you poor bastards. But it's a really lovely film. I've read the script. It's delightful. It's been shot already at this point by the time.
What are you talking about? I'm lost.
It's another project that's up on the crowdfunding Indiegogo raising money. That's
the thing that you're bitching out right now.
Bitching out, yeah.
What's it called?
Pimping out? That's different than bitching out.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Bitching sounds negative. I meant pimping.
Pimping, that's okay.
It's not my fault.
We're
It's
there.
my fault.
It's the wine.
It's the wine. It's not me.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I Put a Hit on You.
I Put a Hit on You.
It's delightful.
Shall I give money to this foundation?
You can't now. Well, you could probably check in now. Yeah, Ryan's like they'll still take it.
They'll still take it?
4 more days.
4 more days?
But at this point, this isn't going to air for. You can,
2 days.
as a human being.
This podcast isn't going to air for 4 years.
No, it's just for me to listen back to.
This is just for you. Imagine. If you're just like, this is for me.
This is just for me.
This is just put me to bed at night.
Yeah.
This is for my iPod.
So anyway, back to me.
Yeah.
We got the Sundance Institute for doing that. You respect me more for just not giving a shit what you were saying, and I'm back to me.
Absolutely.
Great.
I love it when the
Stop
focus
talking
is
just about me.
else,
Yeah, shut
not
up.
me.
You can
Yes,
shut up now.
absolutely.
Okay. So
I'm serious.
now I feel like a jackass.
No,
okay.
I'm serious.
So what they told me, one of the things I took away from that was interesting, was that they said you want to have 2 trailers for your film, and one is for when you go to festivals, because the trailer for that has to be about how your movie is not like anything else anyone has ever seen.
Right.
It's so unique.
Right.
But then your festival for when you go to a theatrical or video on demand is this movie. You like this movie because it's like this one, and it's in the vein of that. So it's like that's a bit of a head fuck. So it's interesting. So it's like one side is like don't box yourself in, show how different you are, and then the other side is like completely box yourself in.
Right, like color purple beats Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah. But for me, I think
that would be a weird film, wouldn't it?
Pretty awesome.
Color Purple meets Bridges of Madison County.
Anyway, you think what?
Like stuff like what's interesting now about our time now for indie films and the Canadian films getting out in the world that I love about like Netflix and iTunes and that kind of stuff. It's just especially more so Netflix than iTunes because you don't get the sampling, the idea of sampling,
right?
Because it's like the chance of someone going into not that they exist anymore, but a blockbuster and picking up like your little indie Canadian film and taking that risk. This is my evening entertainment. I'm gonna bet it all on red. It's not likely. And would we do that? Maybe not ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But on Netflix, I'll give it 5 minutes. I'll give it 10 minutes.
It's accessible, right?
Yeah, and I'm paying a flat rate per month, so it's not like this is going to cost me extra.
$8.
Yeah, all this costs me is my time.
Yeah.
And so I think we're in a good time for that. But because of that too, there's oversaturation, and because everyone can be a filmmaker, everyone tries to be. So there's also the danger of that. How did we get on this?
I don't know, but I was going to ask you what TV show you're kind of obsessed with right now. Is there a TV show that you're watching right now? Actually, we started talking about this at when we went out when we met at the play.
Yeah, what did we talk about?
We talked about the shows. I started talking about Homeland.
Yeah, I'm watching Homeland, like Dexter and Walking Dead right now are like my three.
Those, I feel like those are the things that people are watching.
Yeah, it changes up depending on what's currently on, but those are the three. Homeland's pretty great.
Homeland. If nobody's watched Homeland, watch Homeland.
Are you into it now?
Yeah.
You just started, or had you just started?
Well, when I saw you, someone started, but I'm at the end of season 1.
You were in for such greatness.
Still?
Season 2 is pretty great. Like I left season 1 being a little disappointed by how they ended it,
right?
Because I'm like, I don't know if you can live up to what you've done here,
right?
But then where they're going in season 2, it's like 4 episodes in, they are where I thought they would be in season 3.
Really?
They just keep on throwing down shit.
Claire Danes, man, she's amazing.
Great. But even like, I'm not big on him, but now I'm kind of into him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who's great, and I feel so ignorant not knowing this amazing actor's name.
Mandy Patinkin?
Yes.
He's amazing.
They saw.
He's got a great
He is
beard.
fantastic.
And he's got a great beard.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
You're envious, aren't you?
No, my beard's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I can't do anything much about it.
You have a good beard. You have a good ginger beard.
I could maybe trim it a little bit more and landscape, but I'm not gonna. I do this once a week. It's good enough. Yeah, my son does it usually.
I always wondered, your son shaves your beard for you?
Yeah, I give him something
No, he
sharp.
doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes.
Seriously?
Maybe he's up for it.
He just takes a razor and he's like, hey, Daddy, I love you.
It's not like that. Jesus Christ. I trained him to do it gently.
Oh, okay.
I made him practice on the baby first. They're small. They heal quicker than I do.
Yeah.
How did we get to me shaving? We were talking about Homeland. Oh, we were talking about backtrack Mandy Patinkin's beard.
Yeah, Mandy Patinkin.
He's so good and everything.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to work with that man. Have you seen Homeland?
Yeah, he's nodding over there.
Jesus.
That's
so good.
He's also one of my favorite actors.
He's so good. Mandy Patinkin. Come.
I see John Sayles, Men with Guns. He's
I don't know if I've seen him.
It's a Spanish film that John Sayles did. And there's 2 American tourists that go through the whole movie. So the whole movie's in Spanish, except for any time that Mandy Patinkin shows up.
Really?
Brilliant.
Now we'll have to watch it.
He does everything but nothing at the same time. He just sits there and he listens.
Yeah, he's the kind of actor that looks like he would just like laugh at other actors.
I know.
For even trying.
But he's doing everything but nothing. He's just sitting there and like listen. Oh, frig, man.
Well, isn't that the trick? The trick is doing nothing. The less you can do, the better.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to play Jack Sparrow, then you have to do a lot.
What are you talking about?
But you'd never watch yourself. Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp.
I know.
We went away there.
We did. We lost.
Let's wrap it up.
Should we?
We're done.
How do we segue into this departure?
We just say we're done.
I feel like it should be more entertaining than that. Should we say hi to all of our friends?
Oh God, we'll be here for at least 30 seconds.
At least 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say hi to all my friends.
Bye, friends.
Because then you forgot someone and then you're an asshole. I'm not gonna do that.
All right.
We can invent the ending right now.
It
No
should
pressure.
be like the Wizard of Oz.
There's no place like home.
No place like home. Are we at home right now? How about this is the ending? Can I come back?
Yes, you can come back at some point. Stop asking me that. Now it's awkward.
All right, I'm never coming back, guys. See you never.
No, you can totally come back because you're
No, it's
lovely.
okay. I don't want to come back.
And wrap.
I'm just kidding. And wrap. I love you, Jeremy.
Cut. You left me hanging. Wow. I like that.
Can we have an arm wrestle at least?
I guess that's how we're
Come on.
ending it.
Can we just end this arm wrestle? That's how I like to end every relationship or friendship that I have is with an arm wrestle.
I have to arm wrestle Peter Callahan on Wednesday.
You ready? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What do we have to go down to?
You're obviously gonna win. You're a bigger man than me.
This is. I have to change an arm with that hand.
That's a wrap.
In today's world, people are busy and impatient. We are on information overload. Every minute counts. People want to know what you can do for them. They won't spend time reading or searching, but they will watch a video. If it clearly explains who you are and what you do and tells them what they want to hear, they will reach out to you. You have seconds to get people's attention. You want a video that is engaging and makes the viewer feel as though it is speaking directly to their needs. Add to your sales team a short video and let it do the heavy selling for you. Or add to your social media or wherever your audience is spending their time. Videos can pay back your investment 10 times over. So now that you've heard our message, let's talk about yours. Let's bring your image to life.